Shalom, guys. What's going on? I heard something recently, and it was just a few words, and it made me think. You don't understand. The vast majority of people don't understand what it will be like when Jesus returns, when Yeshua returns, our Messiah. Yeah, it's going to be a scary time, but you don't understand who Jesus is. You don't understand what it is that he's coming to do, what it is that he's going to perpetuate on earth, and how it is that he will return. Or rather, not necessarily how he will return. Yeah, he's coming down on the clouds. We've done a video on that, right? What the rapture looks like and all of that. But what is his demeanor? Because we know the trumpets. I covered this, right? The trumpets is his last ditch effort, guys. Look at my power. Look at my might. You haven't responded to my grace. You haven't responded to my love. You haven't responded to my mercy. So respond to my power. Respond to my might. Respond to what it is that I can do. Respond to my authority then. Because if you won't respond to that, all that's left is wrath. Jesus is not returning in a manner of love, in a manner of peace. See, because Jesus already came in peace. Like, think about it from the days of old. If a king were riding up to another kingdom and he was coming in peace, he was riding on a donkey. But if he was coming because there was war, or he was coming to make war, he was riding on a horse. Okay? Jesus already rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, and he came in peace. He gave of himself willingly. And they pierced him for it. But this time, when he comes back, he's coming to make war. We're talking about the very Jesus that flipped tables, who was zealous for the house of the Father. He flipped tables because they were making a mockery of the temple of the Most High. They were, essentially what they would do is people would bring in, for example, their Passover lamb. Come, buy your Passover lamb here. Buy your 2 doves. Buy the things, right? Buy your animals for sacrifice. And they would bring in their animals, their pure and spotless ones, the ones that they had loved, that they had raised. We're talking about the people, the local people. And they'd bring it before the priest, and the priest would say, well, this one has a blemish, but you know what? Let me take this one and I'll sell you this lamb at price. And then they'd take that and go sacrifice it. And then just a few people down the way at the end of the line, well, that lamb has a blemish, but let me take this from you and I will sell you this one, the one that they had gotten from folks further along in the line who had already gone and given their sacrifice. And they're taking that lamb and selling it to the next person. And then they take that lamb and then sell it to the next person. And then the lamb that they get from folks further down the line, they turn around and sell that further down the line. Jesus flipped tables over that. He was pissed. Like, make don't mistake nice and kind. They're not the same thing. Especially when it comes to the ideas of modern Christianity as a whole. A lot of people teach that oh well he's nice. He's a nice boy. Jesus is so nice. Nice and kind do not mix, because kindness implies that though I have other options, though I can choose to do something else, I choose to be kind to you and act in another manner. Nice implies that there is nothing else. There is no other option for me. See, because kindness implies meekness. Meekness is, yeah, I have the complete and utter capacity, the skill set, the heart set, and the mindset, and the complete ability to destroy you. And yet I choose to keep the rein. I choose to keep the sword sheathed. And present to you kindness instead, mercy instead. See, Jesus never came to be nice. He came at first to be kind. While he had other options, he had the capacity. He had bands of angels ready and willing to go at any moment. And yet he kept them at bay, like a good commander over a strong army, and said, no, here and now we'll have peace. We'll give them their chance. But when Jesus returns, he's coming to make war. The sword has been unsheathed. You need to understand that. We are not talking about somebody who's nice, who just doesn't have any other options. Jesus is not harmless. He has the fullness and capacity to completely and utterly destroy anyone who should come against him. And this is the time that he is coming to do that. When he returns, that is exactly what he will be doing. I want to open up to you guys Revelation 19. So right here. I highlighted verses 9 and 10 just because I love them. He said to me, "Right, blessed are those who were invited to the wedding supper of the Lamb." He said to me, "These are the true words of God." I fell down before his feet to worship him, and he said to me, excuse me, he said to me, "Look, don't do it. I am a fellow bondservant with you and with your brothers who hold the testimony of Jesus. Worship God, for the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy." So verse 11, this is what I'm getting to here. I saw the heaven opened up, and behold, a white horse. Now, mind you, this is taking place after the trumpets have been blown. Okay. Now, this coincides with something specific. The bowls of wrath have already been poured out on the earth. This is incredibly important for us to understand. And this is for a war that is taking place after the bowls of wrath. Remember that the seals happen, and then the trumpets happen, and the trumpets are the last-ditch effort from Messiah saying, if you won't respond to my mercy and my love, then you better respond to my power. because all that's left is wrath. So the bowls of wrath are poured out on the earth. And then there's this here. We've got Babylon, right? Revelation 17 and chapter 18 goes into what Babylon and the whore and the beast and all of that, drawing this picture together. And then it says in verse 11 of Revelation 19, I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he who sat on it is called Faithful and True. In his righteousness he judges and makes war. His eyes are a flame of fire, and on his head are many crowns. He has names written, and a name written which no one knows but he himself. He is clothed in a garment sprinkled in blood. His name is called the Word of God. Yeah, which ties back to in the beginning was the Word was God, and the Word was with God. His name is called the Word of God. If the Word of God contains commands, and Yeshua is that very command, is it done away with? Is the Word done away with? Is the Torah done away with? Does he says, I change not. The righteous command, the righteousness that I have to fulfill every word that I spoke. The Father didn't change his standards. The Father didn't change anything in the death, burial, and resurrection of our Messiah. What he did was make a way for us to walk in his commands blamelessly by the Spirit, because by the flesh it's impossible. That's for someone. So he's clothed in a garment sprinkled in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. The armies which are in heaven clothed in white, the armies which are in heaven clothed in white, pure fine linen, followed him on white horses. Out of his mouth proceeds a sharp, double-edged sword, that with it he should strike the nations. He will rule them with a rod of iron. He treads the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of God. The wrath is the Father's wrath. He treads the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of God the Almighty. He has on his garment and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the birds that fly in the sky, Come, be gathered to the great supper of God, that you may eat the flesh of kings, the flesh of captains, the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses and of those who sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and slave, small and great. I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered to make war against him who sat on the horse and against his army. The beast was taken, and with him the false prophet who worked the signs in his sight, with which he deceived those who had received the mark of the beast and those who worshipped his image. With which he deceived those who had received the mark and those who worshipped his image. These two were thrown alive into the lake of fire that burns with sulfur. The rest were killed with the sword of him who sat on the horse, the sword which came out of his mouth, so all the birds were filled with their flesh. When Yeshua returns, this is what you don't understand. He is coming to make war. He is not just coming to play nice and, oh, here I am, receive all my beloved unto me. That's not what he's doing. That's not what this is. Because after this time, there is a millennial reign that takes place, and he is removing the wicked. He is removing those who transgress. He is removing the idolaters and the sorcerers and those who commit adultery from his flock. He is removing them. And then the rest who harm the earth and who deceive and do all of these wicked things, he will kill them. You need to understand. Have understanding. Have knowledge. Get wisdom. And in your getting wisdom, get understanding for exactly who our Messiah is and what it is that he's coming to perpetuate on the earth. For in this process, he is renewing his creation. He's renewing the earth, making it new once again. He's coming to make war, guys. If you got something out of this, this has blessed you, please, by all means, check out my Patreon. I will typically release stuff like this to Patreon first and then ultimately over to YouTube. But this one I'm releasing to YouTube and Patreon simultaneously. So bless you. Thank you. Shalom.